we go to this breaking story. Well, it's not quite breaking story. It's been there in Lagos since 12 midnight. At least 2 persons have been confirmed dead in Lagos after a 7-story building collapsed in the Lekki area of the state. The building, still under construction, caved in on Sunday morning. It is situated at Oba Idowu Niru Street by Ave Maria Hospital near Sandfield bus stop, Lekki. Although the immediate cause of the collapse is still sketchy, emergency workers and security operatives have already moved to the site to possibly rescue the trapped victims. Permanent Secretary, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, Dr. Femi Okez Osonyitolu, and Lagos Territorial Director of the National Emergency Management Agency, Ibrahim Farinloye, both confirmed the incident. They also confirmed that 6 persons were trapped and assured search and rescue operations have commenced at the site. Well, Arise senior correspondent Oba Adeoye joins us now from the building site collapse. Oba Adeoye, thank you for joining me on this show. Oba Adeoye, what's the situation there? I mean, a few months ago in May, we had the story of a building collapse in Ikoyi. In August, there was another building collapse. And now, in the Oniru axis of Lekki, Lagos, another building, 7-story building, has collapsed. Give us a situation report, Oba Adeoye.
Yes, the rescue effort is still underway. It's a joint rescue effort among major agencies of government right here on ground. You can see men of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, walking in the rain despite the heavy downpour here at the site of the collapsed building. They were not deterred by the downpour, and as they keep on walking and keep on removing debris from the site to see the possibility of rescuing more people. So far, 2 bodies have been pulled out from the rubble, and we are still, effort is still ongoing to see whether some people are still trapped under there. I spoke with Dr. Oke Osonyitolu earlier, and he said the rain is a big relief for them, that is going to kill dust and is going to make the effort even easier than it should be on a normal day. So far, everything is under control. LASEMA is working, NEMA is working. We have the Nigerian Red Cross, they are also here. Everybody's here, and the work is underway.
Well, but Oba Adeoye, we're told that 2 persons have died so far. In terms of the rescue effort, which we're told started since 12 midnight, what is the pace of this rescue effort? And do we have any hope? Do we have any numbers about the number of people on site at the time the building collapsed?
Yes, nobody could ascertain the number of people on site as at the time of the collapse. That's according to officials on ground there. But 2 bodies that have not been identified have been pulled out from the rubble. The 2 of them have been taken away from the site at the moment, and as the rescue effort continue at the moment, Dr. Femi Oke Osonyitolu is here, and you'll be hearing his voice.
Well, before I go to Dr. Osonyitolu, hello Adeoye. Hello Adeoye, are you there with me? Okay, Doctor.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, Doctor. Adeoye, I wanted to ask you. Do we have any information about the owners of the building and the number of workers on site? Who are the owners of the building?
We tried to get that information from the Commissioner for Physical Planning earlier, and he said he will not give us that information, that the police will give the information as at when due. But I can also tell you, according to information we have, that the identities of the 2 bodies that were taken away from site are not you cannot identify those bodies right now, but there's still possibility that some bodies are still trapped in that rubble, and that is why the rescue effort is still underway as we speak. And if you look around you, you look behind me, you see that a lot of people, a lot of agencies are involved here. A lot of agencies are involved in this, and together they are trying to see if they can still get more bodies from the rubble. And Dr. Femi Oke-Osanyintolu is right here with us.
Okay, let me talk to Dr. Femi Oke-Osanyintolu. Dr. Oke-Osanyintolu, buildings keep dropping.
So you can speak directly with him.
Yes. I hope you can hear me. Dr. Oke-Osanyintolu,
I can hear you clearly.
Buildings keep collapsing in Lagos. In November 2021, one building collapsed in Lekki. About 41 persons lost their lives. This year, in May, there was another building collapse. 7 persons died. In August, not too long ago, people died again. Okay, you may say that your agency responds very quickly. This one, you were there within a matter of minutes, which is okay. That's commendable. But for us as ordinary people, why is it that buildings are perpetually collapsing in Lagos, either in Lekki or Ikoyi or in Oniru? What do you think is the problem? As a man who has to be called upon to move your agency to rescue the situation after the tragedy, not before.
Well, you will agree with me that my job is mainly search and rescue and rescue people operation. But when you are looking at what the question you've just asked, you will discover that it is multifactorial. And I believe that there's an agency that saddles to handle that, to answer that question professionally.
No. Are you saying, therefore, that the agency of government in charge of building approvals and quantities approval continues to, those agencies are the ones that have failed? Is that what you are saying categorically? As the undertaker,
no, that's not what I'm
as the
saying.
undertaker who comes in
no.
to rescue the situation after the damage has been done?
That is not what I'm saying. What I said emphatically is that my job is search and rescue and to rescue people. But however, when we are looking at building collapse, it is a multifactorial situation. When you are looking at this type of incident, the government apparatus, the agency of the government has sealed the place up. And you will discover that the Sunday, why one way or the other, the government apparatus are not really active. So you will discover that one way, if you look at it holistically, in most of the factors is more of undesirable element putting a structure and trying to circumvent the procedure. And believe me, as a professional, you will realize that when you are talking about safety of life and property, it is multidisciplinary, it is multi-factors, it involves everybody. Safety of life and property involves everybody, both the government and the people of Lagos State.
Well, Dr. Osanyintolu, you and I are saying the same thing. We are both saying that the government of Lagos has failed the people, not enforcing the building code, the building regulations, and then we measure that failure in terms of people dying. But to go beyond that, what is your own view of the situation where a 7-story building has collapsed again, and we have been told that 2 persons have died, and we are likely to be told that more persons have died, as the incident commander on the ground?
Well, as the incident commander on the ground, the earlier question that you are emphasizing on will be handled by the professional. and the professional are the commissioner, the PAMSEC of Physical Planning and Building Controlling Agency. My job is to conduct search and rescue, to rescue people from any form of emergency. And however, at 3:15 a.m. today, when we were called that a building collapsed, we activated our emergency response plan. And all the key stakeholders that are important in managing emergency moved to the scene. And our roles are well defined. We were aggressive in what we are doing. We make sure that we gather information on the ground about how many people were trapped inside, where are the possible location of these people, and after gathering that information, we move in with sophisticated equipment, which we call DELSA. We comb all the area, outer conduit, middle area, and inner conduit out. We flew a drone also to ensure that we check whether anybody alive is under the debris. After using this, we move again with another 3 different types of excavators. One bearing hammer, the other one bearing shovel, and the other one bearing cutting. We divided the emergency scene into 3. The outer one is where we thought that we might have people in there from the information we gathered, and we use hammer excavator there. And at the 3rd level, we are able to recover 2 bodies. At the middle area, we've not recovered anybody. We are going steadily, aggressively to ground 0. And right now, we are at the outer conduit, we are at level 2. At the middle conduit, we are at level 3. At the inner conduit, we are at level 2. So you can see that our operation is swift, prompt, effective, and efficient under the watch of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu.
Well, Dr. Osanyintolu, all of this is very nice to hear. But I asked our correspondent, Obadioye, earlier on, who is the owner of the building? Since this is a construction site, there must be a manifest. Has your agency contacted the owners of the building, the engineers in charge of the construction, to give you a manifest, a possible manifest of the people on site as at, overnight duty, as you may call it, and you've been able to identify 2 corpses. Is it likely, in line with the information provided, that there are still more persons who were on duty before the building caved in?
I quite agree with you in certain area, but you will agree with me that while I was making a statement on operation, I emphasized that when we got to the scene, we met a gentleman that is one of the workers in here, and he told us that while this incident occurred, there was no active work going on. They were all asleep. And he told us again that 6 people were trapped in. That is the information we gathered from him. He was not sure. He was not specific. He was just saying 6 people. But with that, after conducting what we call preliminary interrogation in operation, we move in with a sophisticated equipment, which we call a DELSA equipment. The functions of the DELSA equipment is that to locate anybody under the rubbles, which we did. Again, we flew in drone to check left and right. In our drone, there's certain element in there that could detect anybody under the rubbles. After doing that, after painstaking doing that, we move in with our 3 different types of excavators, and we divided disaster scene into 3 quadrants. The first quadrant, which we term as outer quadrant, is the quadrant that we thought that we might have some people in there. And at that quadrant, we use a different sophisticated equipment which we term hammer excavator. In the hammer excavator, we drew in a pinhole, while at the middle area that we thought that we might not see anybody or discover anybody under the roots, we use a shovel excavator and the other one, and we move steadily, slowly, steadily, well coordinated towards ground zero, and the operation is still going on.
Okay, on that note, I would like to thank you very much, Dr. Osanyintolu, for joining us on This Day Live, the Sunday talk show, to take a look at this breaking news, breaking story in the city of Lagos. We'll take a watching brief on the matter, and we'll continue to update, our viewers and listeners on the particular matter.